Welcome to Farming Aid.
When you think of grass-fed beef, the image that often comes to mind is cattle roaming freely across open pastures, turning nothing more than sunshine, rain, and green forage into nutrient-dense food. But not every breed is cut out for this kind of system. Some cattle thrive only with heavy grain supplementation, while others take far too long to finish on grass. That's where Devon cattle come in. Known as the Ruby Reds for their striking coats, these animals have a history that stretches back centuries and a reputation for excelling exactly where grass is the main ingredient. They are efficient grazers, easy to manage, and capable of producing beautifully marbled beef that challenges the stereotypes of grass-fed meat. In this video, we'll explore why Devon cattle aren't just another heritage breed, but one of the best-kept secrets in the world of grass-fed beef systems. The story of the Devon breed begins in the southwest of England, particularly the county of Devon, where the lush, rolling hills gave rise to this remarkable animal. For centuries, local farmers selected their cattle for traits that suited their environment. They needed animals that could graze efficiently on grass, endure the often damp and cool climate, and provide both power and meat. In fact, Devons were once considered one of the best triple-purpose breeds, strong enough for draft work, hardy enough to provide milk, and capable of finishing well on grass for meat. That long history of selection created a genetic foundation that is perfectly aligned with today's push toward more sustainable, grass-based systems. One of the standout qualities of Devon cattle is their ability to thrive without heavy reliance on grain or concentrates. Unlike some modern breeds that have been developed to excel on high-input feedlot systems, the Devon retains its efficiency on pasture. These cattle have been described as easy keepers, a phrase that resonates with ranchers who want to minimize costs and maximize output from their land. They possess a natural ability to convert forage into high-quality beef, and this is not something that can be said about every breed. In fact, many cattle struggle to reach desired finishing weights or marbling levels when restricted to grass alone, but Devons have proven they can achieve those targets without extra supplementation. The efficiency of Devons on grass is rooted in their evolutionary background. Generations of living in environments where grass was the primary feed source shaped their digestive system and grazing behavior. They are known for their calm, deliberate grazing style, which not only helps them extract maximum nutrition from pastures but also aids in pasture management. Instead of being selective grazers who trample more than they eat, Devons tend to be thorough and balanced in their grazing habits. This makes them a natural partner in regenerative farming systems where pasture health is just as important as cattle performance. Another factor that sets Devon cattle apart is their temperament. For farmers, ranchers, and even homesteaders running smaller operations, handling cattle can be one of the biggest challenges. A breed that is flighty or aggressive can make daily chores stressful and sometimes dangerous. Devons, however, have a well-earned reputation for being docile, easy to handle, and people-friendly. This is particularly important in grass-fed operations where cattle are moved frequently through rotational grazing systems. Calm cattle not only make life easier for the farmer but also respond better to stress, which has a direct impact on meat quality. Stress hormones can negatively affect marbling, tenderness, and flavor, so raising a breed that remains calm under routine management provides an edge for producing superior beef. The meat produced by Devon cattle is another point of fascination. Grass-fed beef often struggles with a reputation for being leaner, tougher, or less flavorful compared to grain-fed alternatives. However, Devons challenge this stereotype. Thanks to their genetics, they are capable of laying down beautiful marbling even when finished on grass alone. The flavor profile of Devon beef is often described as rich, tender, and well-balanced, offering a true taste of pasture-raised meat. Consumers who are serious about supporting sustainable agriculture and grass-fed systems frequently note that Devon beef has a depth of flavor that stands out compared to beef from other breeds raised in similar conditions. For ranchers marketing directly to consumers, this quality makes a real difference. The ability to provide customers with beef that is not only healthier and raised sustainably but also genuinely delicious can create strong brand loyalty. In a crowded market where grass-fed has become a buzzword, having a breed that consistently delivers on both nutrition and flavor helps producers differentiate themselves. Devon beef has been winning over chefs, butchers, and families alike, proving that grass-fed does not have to mean second best. Beyond the beef, Devon cattle also fit seamlessly into regenerative farming systems. More and more producers are moving away from monoculture pastures and heavy reliance on chemical inputs, embracing holistic grazing practices instead. Devons are well suited to this approach. Their moderate frame size means they exert less pressure on the land compared to larger continental breeds, helping prevent soil compaction and pasture damage. They also adapt well to rotational grazing systems, moving easily from paddock to paddock and thriving in diverse forage environments. By distributing their grazing pressure evenly, they encourage plant regrowth, soil fertility, and biodiversity. In many ways, they are not just producers of beef but also partners in land stewardship. Climate adaptability is another reason Devons excel in grass-fed systems across the world. From the rainy pastures of England to the sunburned plains of Australia, Devon cattle have proven their resilience. Their red coats provide protection against both sun and rain, and their strong constitution makes them less vulnerable to extreme weather conditions. In the United States, they have shown impressive adaptability in both northern climates with cold winters and southern regions with hot summers. For ranchers who want cattle that can perform consistently without pampering, this hardiness is invaluable. It is also worth noting that Devons are an early maturing breed. In grass-fed systems, efficiency is measured not only by how well cattle can convert forage but also by how quickly they can reach market weight. Breeds that take too long to finish on grass can become costly, requiring additional seasons of grazing and more management input. Devons, however, typically reach finish weight earlier than many other heritage breeds while still maintaining carcass quality. This means ranchers can produce beef more efficiently, turning over animals in a timely manner and maintaining profitability in systems where every grazing season counts. Another overlooked advantage of Devon cattle is their maternal ability. Grass-fed systems often depend on self-sustaining herds where cows must calve regularly, raise strong offspring, and do so without excessive interventions. Devon cows are celebrated for their fertility, ease of calving, and strong mothering instincts. They produce enough milk to raise vigorous calves on pasture, and their reproductive reliability helps maintain herd stability. For producers who want to minimize veterinary costs and avoid constant oversight, these maternal traits make a huge difference. The economics of grass-fed systems cannot be ignored either, and Devon cattle shine in this respect. Feed costs represent one of the largest expenses in cattle production, particularly when grain or supplemental feeds are involved. By relying primarily on grass and forages, Devon cattle reduce dependency on purchased feeds. This not only improves profitability but also insulates ranchers from volatile grain markets. In regions where land is abundant but feed prices are high, Devons allow producers to maximize their resources by producing beef directly from pastures. This alignment with low-input, sustainable farming practices makes them an attractive choice for both small-scale homesteaders and large commercial ranches looking to optimize margins. When talking about Devon cattle in the modern context, one cannot overlook the broader consumer trends shaping agriculture. Consumers today are increasingly concerned about where their food comes from, how it was raised, and the environmental footprint it leaves behind. Grass-fed beef has become a symbol of sustainability, animal welfare, and healthier eating. Devon cattle, with their efficiency on grass, docile nature, and superior beef quality, align perfectly with these consumer values. They allow producers to meet market demand while staying true to regenerative and ethical farming principles. The global spread of Devon cattle also speaks to their relevance. Though their roots lie in England, Devons were among the first cattle breeds imported to the Americas, and they played a foundational role in early American cattle herds. They can still be found today in New England pastures, Midwestern prairies, and southern ranches. In Australia, New Zealand, and South America, Devons are also making an impact as farmers seek breeds that can thrive on grass. Their adaptability to different climates and forage types underscores their versatility and value to diverse farming systems. Some skeptics argue that heritage breeds like the Devon cannot compete with modern continental breeds in terms of raw size or carcass yield. While it is true that breeds like Charolais or Simmental often produce larger framed animals, the conversation changes entirely in grass-fed systems. Bigger does not always mean better when finishing cattle on forage. Large framed animals often require longer feeding periods to lay down fat, and on grass, this can stretch the finishing window unacceptably long. Devons, with their moderate size and efficient metabolism, are built for grass-fed systems in a way that many bigger breeds simply are not. They strike a balance between efficiency, quality, and sustainability that makes them ideally suited for the task at hand. It is also important to reflect on the cultural and historical significance of Devons. They are not just a breed of cattle, they represent a link to agricultural traditions that valued balance, sustainability, and resilience. In many ways, the renewed interest in Devons for grass-fed beef systems is part of a larger movement toward recentering farming around principles that respect both the land and the animals. Raising Devons is not just about producing beef, it is about being part of a tradition that values quality over quantity, stewardship over exploitation, and sustainability over short-term gains. For ranchers and consumers alike, the story of Devon cattle is a compelling one. On the ranch, they bring efficiency, adaptability, docility, and maternal strength. On the plate, they deliver rich, flavorful beef that defies the common stereotypes of grass-fed meat. And on the broader stage, they symbolize a way forward for agriculture that embraces regenerative practices and consumer demand for ethically raised, nutrient-dense food. Few breeds can claim to check so many boxes, and this is why Devons remain one of the best-kept secrets in grass-fed beef systems. As more farmers and ranchers turn to sustainable methods, the Devon breed is experiencing a renaissance. They may not be the flashiest or the most widely advertised cattle, but those who raise them know their worth. Every time a Devon herd is seen grazing calmly on a green hillside, it is a reminder of what cattle were meant to be. Efficient converters of grass into nourishment, caretakers of the land, and companions in the timeless rhythm of farming. For those who choose to work with Devons, the benefits extend beyond economics and meat quality. It becomes a partnership between farmer, animal, and land, a partnership that defines what grass-fed farming is truly about. At the end of the day, Devon cattle show us that grass-fed beef can be efficient, sustainable, and delicious all at once. Their ability to thrive on pasture, stay hardy in different environments, and produce richly marbled beef makes them a true gem for modern farmers and ranchers. If you've enjoyed learning about why Devons are such a perfect fit for grass-fed systems, make sure to give this video a like, drop a comment below with your thoughts or experiences with this breed, and don't forget to subscribe for more insights into the world of livestock and sustainable farming. Your support helps us bring more stories like this to life, so join the conversation, and let's keep exploring the future of farming together.